Hey guys, it's Lindsay. Thanks for coming to my channel and thanks for watching. If you want to hit subscribe, do that. And then I post every Sunday. So if you hit that bell icon next to subscribe, then you'll get notifications when I post, which would be so fun, right? Okay, so it is the week before Thanksgiving and it's the first weekend that I've had off, like not really any plans for so long, which is so nice. So yeah, I've just been pretty lazy, and that's why I'm going to tell you a bedtime story today. So at the beginning of the year, I was seeing this guy. I don't really know how to explain what we were because it was never really said, but I liked him. And so basically what happened was it was like very good, and then it wasn't, which is how most relationships go. Friendships, relationships, any sort of acquaintanceship. Anyways, so we were all out at the bars, and I decided that I wanted to, be rude. So we got into this fight, and we were like, let's talk about it outside maturely. Which when I'm like mad, I'm not really that mature. But we went and we talked about it, and it was like a good conversation, and we were just not having it with each other anymore. And then I started to make some jokes, which I shouldn't have made. But basically, we talked for so long that the bars were closed. No one was like on the main street, and we were by ourselves. And all of a sudden I made this joke, and then he looked over, like it's a walkway, it's not like a road, and he looked over at the road, and he just started walking away. And as he walked away and hit the road, a car pulled up, picked him up, and left. So then I'm by myself, guys. It wasn't great because I also felt a little bit emotional. And so I'm like crying a bit. Like I was crying because I was by myself. Let's just put it that way. And no one was there, except for we have quite a bit of homeless people. And if you know where I'm from, the homeless people really like taunting others. So it's like kind of freaky, but kind of not. Like it's not freaky if you're just there during the day, but it can get freaky if you're by yourself at 3:30 in the morning. So I'm like not doing too hot. And I'm like, okay, I need to just walk home. And so I start walking home. My house is about, I would say like a mile and a half, and it was freezing out, and it may or may not have snowed recently, so there could have been, I think there was ice and stuff. But anyways, I made the bad decision to walk home. And as I just started my walk, this cop comes up to me. He goes, "Hey, are you okay?" And I go, "Yes, I'm fine." He goes, "Why are you crying?" And I go, "For fun." And he goes, "Can I take you home? Because you're by yourself at 3:30 in the morning walking home." And I'm just like, "No, I'm okay. I want to walk." And he was like, "Ma'am, I can't just let you walk by yourself." And I'm like, "Yes, you can." And so what this cop did was he followed me home. So I'm on the sidewalk, and I was walking so slow. Like so slow. You know when you're just like, there's no point in walking fast? Yeah, that was me. So I'm walking like so slow. This cop is literally just rolling behind me for a mile and a half. Straight up a mile and a half. So my roommates at this point realized something is wrong. And I think I texted them so they like knew. And I am approaching the house with this cop still following me to make sure I'm inside. So not only did I get left alone on the main street, get taunted by some homeless people, I was followed home by a cop. And people are still out, like outside their houses. Like people that are drunk at this time or whatever. They're still outside their houses. And I am literally getting tailgated by a cop. It wasn't great. But I think this cop, more than anything, like, well, first this cop was like, "Hey, I saw what happened." And so, like, this cop was just, like, making sure we were okay, I guess, because we were, like, the only ones on this main street. And he saw what happened, so I think he felt a bit bad for me, because he's like, no one should just leave you like that, but, like, maybe you did something to warrant someone leaving you like that. But, like, in my opinion, I think this guy... I think this guy got, like, mad and didn't know how to react correctly. As I did too, making bad jokes. So, which is what I do when I don't want to, like, get mad. Anyways, so yeah, that was the story of me being, like, tailgated home by a cop at 3:30 in the morning throughout my, like, through the main road of my college campus. So, yeah, it was a good time. But don't worry, that pattern didn't stop, because then with a different boy who I would say is crazy, maybe not, I shouldn't say that, but he and I decided to go to Vegas together, okay? And we were like so first I really like gambling. I think it could turn into addiction, which, like, is why sometimes I have to steer clear of it, but I really enjoy it. So we're playing, I don't know what we were playing, but I was like, I have to go to the bathroom. And he's like, oh, me too. So we both walked to the bathroom, and it being like 4 a.m. or 4:30 in the morning in Vegas, there was no line for the girls' room, but there was a huge line for the boys' room. So I go in, I go to the restroom, come out, and this kid is still in line. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is odd. So I've never had to wait for anyone like that. So I'm standing out there, and this guy starts talking to me. Not for any reason, he just starts talking to me. And basically what we found out through talking was that he has the exact same job that I was going to start in 2 weeks. So I had so many questions, and he's like, oh, that's so cool you have this job. And I was asking, like, so what do you do on a day-to-day basis? You know, like, it's just very basic stuff. Well, this kid goes to the bathroom that I went to Vegas with. He goes to the bathroom, walks out. I didn't see him walk out. And so I'm just in deep conversation with this guy about my future job endeavors. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see the kid I came with sitting at, like, a slot machine just staring. And I was like, this is weird, but I'm going to finish talking because this is a good conversation. And so I continue the conversation. I would say I talked with this guy for, like, 10 minutes total. So not, like, a long time, but long enough to where it really irritated this guy. So basically, he came up and he goes, I'm leaving. Have a good night. While I'm talking to this other kid. And I was like, I didn't really know anything was wrong at all. And so I turned to the guy I just met, and I'm like, hey, it was so nice to meet you. And he's like, yeah, good luck in your job. And I'm like, okay, have a good night. And I follow the kid I came with that was mad. And literally, we get out to the strip of Vegas, and all of a sudden, he's, like, speed walking and, like, jogging away. And I was like, what the heck? Yeah. And then I think I, like, blinked or something, and then he was gone. And I was like, okay, this is odd. I'll walk a bit down and kind of, like, peer my head into, like, some of the places that are open and see where he is. And I did that. Didn't find him. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to call my mom and tell her what happened, because then she knows, so I don't forget the bad. And we can go from there. So I call my mom. It's like 5:30 in the morning in Colorado. I call her. She's like, is everything okay? And I'm like, no. So I tell her everything that happened, but all of a sudden I get a tap on my shoulder that was like the kid. And I was like, oh, where were you? Basically, he hid to see my reaction. And I'm not telling anymore because it's not my place right now. Anyways, so those are the 2 stories of guys leaving me in strange and you could say dangerous situations within the last 11 months. For a while I was like, it has to be me that's causing this pattern, and then I reflected, and the first one, yes, maybe it could have been my really funny jokes at bad times. Yeah. And then the second one, you can't control someone's jealousy. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, that's my bedtime stories for this week. Next week, I'm doing I've talked about it before, but I'm doing this I'm starting this anti-inflammation diet for issues that I have personally. But I need to finish reading this book by Dr. Gundry because I'm very into his work, and he just came out with a new one, and it kind of has to do with what I'm doing. So I'm trying to speed read this book, and I don't read fast. I read a page and then I read that page over 3 times until I remember that I read the page. So I need memory help. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe and also turn the bell on because I've got some really fun things coming up. I'm also going to be moving soon in about a month, so we've got another moving vlog coming. And I've got some really good art ideas, and I'm starting to buy paint again and everything, so painting will start happening again. Also, in the near future I could be getting a dog, so stay tuned. Goodbye.